Welcome to the Own Your Best Life podcast. I'm May Emson, your host, leadership and mindset coach. Here, we talk all things spiritual, mindset, business, leadership, and wellness for the modern seeker who wants to align their life with purpose and inspiration. We'll cover career changes, stress management, meditation, energy, intuition, and more. Each episode holds spiritual and practical tools to help you live a life of your wildest dreams without getting burnt out along the way. Ready to live a life on your own terms? This is the Own Your Best Life podcast. Welcome, friends, to episode number 108 of the Own Your Best Life podcast. So we don't always get what we want, and sometimes that helps us, and sometimes that creates even more issues. Why do we sometimes have success, and why don't we always get the success that we desire? And when you've gotten pretty good at what you do at your work, we can often be surprised by feedback from others or from results that show us that we aren't as good at everything as we thought. So what do we do when we feel that we should be more successful than we are right now? And today we will discuss that concept of success entitlement and how it is either creating or preventing success for you right now, and what to do to combat it when you get into that mode. So success entitlement shows up in the form of impatience towards something you haven't yet received. So you want a benefit and you believe you deserve it, and you find yourself disappointed or surprised that it's not here yet. And according to the Oxford Dictionary, being entitled is feeling like you are inherently deserving of privilege or special treatment, and perhaps that you believe you deserve a promotion or a title. Perhaps you believe you shouldn't have to work so hard for these things or anything in your life, and you want it to be easier. You have this feeling of wanting to make things look effortless. And perhaps you're waiting for the money to come in from your business, and you think, why isn't it here yet? So here's how you know that you're in this land of success and entitlement. So one of the first things is that you are impatient. The second thing is you have high expectations, and your preparation itself and the work you're putting in beforehand is not commensurate with the results you want to experience. You wish you didn't have to work. You wish you didn't have to prepare. You feel like you deserve the result you desire, and you focus on what other people or the environment around you is doing to not support you. So we've all experienced this at some point in our lives. The sense of entitlement creates this experience of suffering. We feel wronged. It's this sense of feeling that we've lost trust in ourselves. We've lost trust in organizations or other people even. And when we're experiencing success entitlement, we feel angry and resentful. We think we're doing what it takes to get results, but we're not seeing it fast enough for our liking. And why it happens is this. So success entitlement isn't something you're just born with. If you have had any kind of self-created success in your life, you know that you worked hard for what you had. But that feeling of entitlement appears every time that inner voice starts to compare yourself to other people, maybe other situations, without knowing the full story. So exceptional results require focus, and they require effort. If it doesn't look like it requires effort, you just haven't seen the hours, the days, the months, and the years that went into making something look effortless. We quickly forget that what we now find easy was once really hard. The ease came from that repetition of effort, of practice, of learning. It didn't come because you just wanted to be good at it from the beginning. You went through this period likely of not doing well, of making a ton of mistakes, of being really bad at something, maybe for months, maybe for years. And it came to this point where you realize that in order to be good at something, you had to do what people who are good at something do. They have to master, and you have to master and practice the craft of doing this thing. So I often coach my clients on this concept of mastering their craft, why it's so important for them to do the work that they are avoiding. So let's take presenting and speaking in public, because that is often a big fear, but it's also where we can have a ton of success. It's also where we have the highest exposure. When people hear our voice, when people hear what we have to say, when people hear our thoughts, when people hear our sense of confidence or lack thereof. So I coach clients on how to deliver compelling presentations, and one of the main barriers that comes up is preparation. We resist preparation because we want it to be easy. And the only way it's easy, however, is to prepare. This is the paradox. It's not that we can't have ease in our journey. I think many of us desire this sense of calm or groundedness or a feeling of certainty or purpose. I'm not saying preparation negates that. It's just that we want to have this sense of ease in the appropriate place in our journey. So ease prior to the delivery of anything like a presentation, for example, means it's hard during the delivery, right? If you're not preparing, it's hard during the delivery. You start to realize that you're not connecting with people, that your structure isn't sound, or that you sound not interesting, or you sound way too excited. But if you think about having that sense of hard feelings and that discomfort prior to the delivery of the result or the presentation, it will mean ease during the delivery. So you will have a much easier time delivering whatever it is that you're trying to deliver because you did the work ahead of time. And hard doesn't mean it's painful. Hard can just be what people think isn't so sexy or glamorous. It might feel tedious. It might feel routine even. And it's the work of the preparation. And it's what allows you to create what you consider your art and your craft. So preparation itself can still be creative. It can still look like the free flow of thoughts and ideas combined with your structure and your attention to details. And when you mix, for example, proven storytelling structure with this intuitive connection and response to the audience, it will become this compelling presentation. And you might think that the appearance of winging it means you don't prepare. It means you take it easy. But often it is the prepared mind that gives the best delivery. It gives the best presentations. So you can save the winging it and the impromptu responses for the moments, of which there will be many, of true unexpected needs for you to just show up and do your thing without presentation. Think of all these casual conversations that you have that can become opportunities. Think of the chance encounters where someone asks you a question or you have the ability to share your work. Yet you will be so much more ready for those moments because you spent time and intentionality being masterful at what you do by practicing and preparing. So if you find yourself in this rut where you now realize you're dealing with success entitlement, the first step is to pause. The first step is to slow things down, because often success entitlement comes not from our intention to not do the work. It comes from thinking, I should be better and faster by now at this thing, and I don't have the time to take time to learn it properly. So if success in this area is truly important to you, you need to go slow to go fast. You need to stop. You need to assess what you need to do, how much time you actually need to not just do the work of delivering it, but the preparation ahead of time. And it's often more time than you think. And this is one of the things that most people miss, that simple act of preparation. When I made big investments in money, I prepared. I prepared my finances. I prepared my brain for the dip in my bank account. I prepared my lifestyle to absorb living with less in certain areas. And if you are in a relationship, for example, and you want to have that magic, that passion, you have to prepare. Prepare what you will say when you see your partner come through the door in these normal or these everyday circumstances. And then you will have this sense of magic and passion that you intentionally created in those normal everyday circumstances. Prepare for how they might be feeling and what you would want to say in response. And then you'll have that connection because you're creating it. So it's not just the challenging conversations where you prepare. It's you considering who you want to be in a relationship first in all the situations. And that idea of first means that you are preparing. So in short, preparation is the key to stopping a lot of these automatic behaviors. And your automatic behaviors will create exactly what you have today. It is the opposite of the success that you want. Success is usually the change that we desire. It might be a small change, it might be a big change. It's a sense of progress in the direction that you want to move into. And it means something different to all of us. But you realize now, wait, there is something that I'm doing consistently. There's a way that I'm thinking, there's a way that I'm feeling, and all of these things are automatic for me. And they've created what I have now. What you have now might be amazing. But if you want something different, you want to shift a certain area of your life, and you're thinking, why am I not there yet? Take a look, right? If success hasn't happened yet in the way that you want, it means you need a different set of thinking, emotions, and behaviors to actually see those exceptional results come to life. And that is what I teach you. So no detail is too small. I remember when I was making the transition from corporate work to coaching, and I have kids, all the good things, right? I want thriving health and family and relationships and work, business, all of that to come together. I planned my days hour by hour. I looked at the calendar and I said, here are the evenings I would coach. Here are the weekends I would hold a retreat. Here's the days that I would spend on my corporate work. And here's a time that I'd have to get up in the morning to write a podcast, to work out, all of the things. Here's the time I go to bed and the work I do to prepare for the next day. So you will remove yourself from success entitlement when you're just more focused on doing the work of becoming the person you want to be and less focused on why you don't have it yet. So you work on the small details, not just the big ideas. You don't think things are beneath you. And when you focus on why you don't have it yet, you focus just to the extent of making a decision about what course of action to take and what to actually do differently. And instead of thinking, oh, well, it's so small and this thing's beneath me and it's not so exciting, I'd rather work on this thing. You just spend your time thinking about how those small things can help or they can derail you. You address them in a prioritized fashion. You move on to what matters next. And you stop judging. You stop judging things as good or bad. And instead, you focus on what needs to be done differently and what work you want to repeat or not. And that is the work of being successful. You will be doing your thing and you will look up days, weeks, and months later and you have exactly what you desire. Not because you just wished it into fruition, but because you did what successful people do. They focus energy, they focus effort into the work that creates success. This is when you feel a sense of ease. You feel at ease knowing that you don't take things for granted. And it gives you so much more depth of presence, of satisfaction, and enjoyment when you love the work as much as you love the outcome. It also builds a sense of confidence, knowing that you don't have to know everything on the outset, that the failures doesn't mean anything has gone wrong completely. But you have that knowing of, I don't have to know everything and I don't have to know the whole step-by-step process to just get started. So I challenge you to spend some time today thinking about that person, the person who truly loves their craft. where no detail is too small to attend to and to fine tune. And your life is worth that level of care. And your experience will dramatically change when you're able to be so present with your day-to-day life, not hoping for things to go away and be different. Instead, you'll be so grateful that you have yet another opportunity to do this work you love so much, which is to be present with whatever is showing up in your life today. And this, my friends, is how you combat success entitlement. You are redefining it by redefining the way that your brain and your mind thinks about success. And then the patience that then comes and the knowing and the grounding creates a different focus. And instead of focusing on a future you don't have yet and things that you are lacking, you are focusing on exactly what you have now and how amazing it is and all the work and the opportunities that you get to create, not wait for, but you're creating in this present moment. Success comes to you now, not later. And that is the true duality. As soon as we stop focusing on trying to get this thing that will come later, and we focus on doing the work of the thing now and making that be our success, you are successful. You will get there so much faster. And we just need to place our effort and our time and our focus in this present moment, the gifts that the universe is showing up and delivering to you today, which may look like opportunities and challenges and problems, but they're exactly what you need and what you want right now to make that next move. And so with that, my friends, I love you so much. I hope you have an amazing week, and I will talk to you next time. And if you want to become the person who is engaged with all aspects of their life and is feeling success at all levels, you can reach out at mayemson.com/contact to schedule a consultation. It is the next step to learning more about whether or not coaching is right for you and how to make the best use of coaching for your journey. In our coaching together, we will simplify your life, create more freedom of choice, and learn how to live in the present moment. And if you join my coaching now at the time of listening to this podcast, you'll have access to join on the live teachings and the coaching in May on money, the psychology of money, the spirituality of money. We will be working together on how to take aligned action based on money goals. So we will have a challenge to create money in May based on that methodology. It will be fun. You will think at a higher level than you ever have before around money. And if you want this foundation to be able to take the risk and invest in yourself, your future, and your business so that you can 10x your growth, you will want to join us. And again, if you are listening now, or even if you're listening later, you will still have access to all of this content and all of the past teachings as well. So book a consultation at mayemson.com/consult to apply. A year from now, you'll wish you have started 2 years ago. Have an amazing, amazing week, and I love you. Thanks so much for joining us this week on Own Your Best Life. Make sure to subscribe to the show on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts so that you'll never miss a show. And while you're at it, can you please rate and review on iTunes? I would so appreciate it. Share it with a friend, take a screenshot of it, and tag at @MayEmson. This helps continue to get the word out. For more show notes and resources, check out www.mayemson.com. You'll have all the links to everything you heard here today. Thanks so much for listening. It's time to own your best life.